Information visualization. A visualization, it conveys findings to the audience, helps us review and understand the relationships in the data, also tells a story for ourselves and the others, drives a conversation or new insights, raises new questions, and helps guide a decision. The better the visualization is, the more bullets it could do. The process. Firstly, identify something we want to understand or make a decision about. It's very similar as the armature we covered last week, the main point or the main takeaway, what you want to do. After that, devise a question, the question your visualization want to solve or try to ask. Then gather and clean the raw data, identifying type of visualization. We're gonna learn a lot of different types of visualization soon. Last step, generate visualization. Types of visualizations. There's a lot of ways to categorize the different types of visualizations, like by dimensionality, 1 dimension, 2 dimension, or 3 dimension. By appearance, like charts and tables, map, network, diagrams, time series, hierarchy, and infographic. Here's an example, the data map. Cholera was spread during 1854, and by then, people believed the cholera was spread by the air. However, John Snow tried to use the data map and mark all the families who suffered from the cholera on the map, and then we can find that all the families were located inside of the yellow area, and there's a water pump over here. So it was discovered that the cholera was not spread by the air, but was spread by the water. So that is the first time data visualization was used for the healthcare. And by looking at the data map, it is 1 dimension, and by appearance, it's map. So the data maps overview, it's a snapshot of data at a specific time or date. It's easy to create, perhaps more accessible to the user. It's a single point in time, so we cannot see the trends. It tells limited story. Viewer needs to know context and background. So by just looking at the 3 images, it's very hard for you to tell the story by itself without my explanation. So can you infer the story from just the image? It's really hard. Time series. ESPN Sports Center, a year of Sports Center. So I'm not a big fan of sports. However, by looking at this image, I can find out how the different sports dominate during the year. The characteristics, it is data over a period of time, and it reveals the trends in data. However, the data is real world, and people often consider it to be predictive. So that means all the data, all the time over here has already been happened. It's not look forward, however, it's just the real world. Types of interactions. There are static image. The 2 previous examples we looked at are both static image or dynamic image, no user input. However, the image could changes. An interactive image changes with the user input or control. So, static visualization, you cannot interact with them. They don't update dynamically, usually seen in print. Dynamic visualization, the wind map. You can see the wind map example from the discussion. It's from Google's Big Pictures Research Group in 2012. What a question. Where is the wind blowing in the United States right now? What's the message? An invisible ancient source of energy surrounds us. Energy that powered the first explorations of the world and that may be a key to the future. So when you try to evaluate visualization, what you have to do is firstly you look at what the general information the visualization try to deliver, then what the question the visualization try to ask or try to solve, and then what's the message it could deliver. You can also use the bullets that we introduced previously. How many bullets it could do. So again, the more bullets means the visualization, the better. And interactive visualization. This is one more example for sports. So, what's the question? For example, any changes in salaries since onset of a new tax and bargaining agreement? I'm gonna play a little bit so you can see MLB players over here. You can click the team and the players for details. So firstly, I can change the time over here. You can see when I change the time, the data is changing, the visualization is changing correspondingly. If I try to select a specific team here, so you can see the breakdown is different as well. And I can also try to select the different name of the player and found out the salary he made. Okay, so this is the example of interactive visualization. Again, when you look at the visualization, try to find out what's the question and what's the message it wants to deliver. So it could answer several questions, more than one, and maybe just deliver more findings in the visualizations. Keep in mind overall principles. Keep in mind what you want to convey. So, for example, the story. No matter what you want to deliver or what the finding you want to convey to the user, you have to firstly keep in mind, and everything you do is just around the main point. Pick the appropriate visualization experiment as needed. As we looked at different types of visualization, you can choose whatever as you need. Then make a way for others to tell stories. Again, when you do the presentation or you want to deliver some information to the user, telling story is very important.